Chapter 7 lesson, we get introduced to what is called a loader, the program for loader. And what a loader does is it looks outside of our SWF or our program and finds a file and can grab that information. In reality, a loader does everything. It can be a URL request for a website. It could be going to a URL request to load a picture. It can load anything. But we call them a URL, Universal Resource Locator, to find it. Now, I want to give you an example here on what happens. Is that you know that the beginning of the project, we opened a file called text file, and we copied out pieces and then stuck them into the text boxes here. Well, that's fine. But what if I wanted to sell this to a real estate agent, and every week she needs to change the information in here? Well, that would be a real bear and have to hire you full time, which is not a bad idea, but that's not going to happen. You know, because she's a little real estate agent. So she wants a generic thing so that she can use this template, and every week all she wants to do is throw a file or a couple files up there, just text files, and maybe a couple pictures, and then have it substitute into our template or our little website here. And this is what we use the URL loader, and we can do it generically. So let me explain exactly how it works. So what happens is I come here, we open 7, I've got the completed one, I go down to the actions layer, and then I'll open the actions here. The very first thing it says, it gives you some examples here, but this is what I want to look at, just this part right here. So let me drop the box so that it will only look here. The first thing they did that I do not like is they have this guy in the wrong place. It does work there, and Flash or ActionScript will put it in the right place when it runs or tests a movie or compiles it. But this really belongs right here. So let me move it there and explain what has happened. Did everybody see what I just did? I took what was called fl_textloader.load, fl_textloader URL request, and I moved it between the variables, the creation of the variables, and the listener for the loader. Now, let's start at the very top. We create a variable called a loader. Now, let me explain what a loader is. Let's think of a warehouse at a grocery store. That in the front, we have shelves. And the shelves are our stage that the people or user of our program can see it. Do you see stock boys and gals running around all the time loading those shelves? Okay, there we see we have somebody that loads the shelf up. Now, do we know for a fact that there's a truck driver that comes in with a truck full of stuff, and this guy loads it from the truck and puts it in the warehouse part until he gets it all broken up, the big packages into the right size packages, and he gives it to the stock person out front? All right, now we got a picture of the scenario that I want to paint. So here's what we have. Here is what is called the loader. This is the stock guy. This is the guy that actually in memory is this a location that will hold something, will hold whatever data or information we want. Alrighty, but it needs to know where to go get it. So what we do then is we create what is called a URL request. Now this is just a map. This is the map that the text loader guy can go out, the loader, and find information on the disk or out on the web, grab it, bundle it up, and bring it back to our program for us. So this is the information, this is the map, this is the loader. Right at this, stopping at 13, does the loader have the map yet? No. He hasn't been given the map yet. The next line, and that's why I moved it from down here, is here is our loader, and here's the map. So he gets the map, he runs out, scoops up that data wherever we have it, whether it be on a disk, or out on the web, or whatever. And he grabs it, and he brings it back into our program, and he's holding it and waiting for the program to do something with it. This is in the background of our stage. The next part is that when the loader has finally grabbed it all, he says, I've got it. And then all of a sudden, the program, our main timeline, marches on and says, jump into the function we have completed. The handler, the text loader, is got it all. Now give it to the handler. And the handler is our little stock boy out front. So so what happens here is that here's the loader with all the data. And we ask him to combine all the data he got. So in a grocery store situation, he could have all kinds of different items, right? But we're going to convert it all to a string or put it all in one box. We're going to call it a string box. And we're going to pass it off to a new guy, and this is our little stock boy called text data string. So he's got the little cart, the little flat, and he's running around inside right behind the stage in the store. And guess what he does? Here he is, and he starts shoving it into the text box on the screen, which is the shelves on our store, so you or the user can see it in the program. Let me repeat this one more time how it works. We create a loader. We create a guy or something in the background to run around and grab the information and hang on to it. Get it go outside our program, grab it and bring it and hold on to it. We create a map to that location where the loader can go find this information. We then take the map and we give it to our loader in the back there. He runs out to wherever it is, he grabs that information, data, or whatever it is we're trying to get. As soon as he does, we have our program listening for when the loader says, I've got it all. Now, then we jump into where we take the loader's box, or we take all this information and we put it in a box called a string. And we create, and actually it's a symbol, so we create a new symbol called string. We pass it off to the new variable of string that can hold a string, and that's our little stock boy out front. He grabs it. He now has all the data or information taken from the loader. Then the stock boy runs out here and sticks it into the text box on our main stage or on the main scene, and it becomes visible for us. So now looking back at our project here, this is where we grab the data and it knows how to look at each individual file and then grab whoops, I am really messing up here, this is fun. It is now putting the information into each one of these separate boxes. See them here? And you'll notice that if we go to properties, those are labeled. There's the text address, here's the info text, and then here is the description text. If you look through the code yourself, you'll see where the loader runs out 3 times and grabs the data. You only need one loader to go do this. And he brings it back and passes it off to different stock boys, but each one of the little loaders there, also the variable strings, are little different stock boys. But we have one guy in the back that passes it off. Questions? Yes?
I noticed the map where loader needs to go and get it. It doesn't specify whether it's a file or it's a disk or it's the web. Is there a sequence that the loader will be looking for, or?
Actually, it does tell us a lot more. Let me whoops, color wheel. Oh, don't do it. Thank you. Let me bring it back up. Right here, it tells me 2 things. Here is the map. Here's the information on the map. Dot text tells us it is what? A file. And what kind of data is it holding? Just text, right? Characters. It's in between the double quotes here and here. Do you see anything in front of it at all or anything? Then it says, I am looking for a text file named 07 sample real estate 2-address.txt. And it means I am looking right here in the same folder that I have my SWF, my HTML, and my FLA. It's located in the same folder. The next little lesson I'm going to give next week is how to put this together and look in other folders outside and around this folder. Like this is called Project 7, is looking inside the Project 7 folder. So we're going to learn. In real good coding, you'll normally see this look like this. You'll have a dot /, and the dot means, look, right here. Look right here in this folder right now, before you look anywhere else.
So he knows it's in the folder.
Yes, so by this, I know, because of old experience, and now you know, because I'm telling you, that anytime you see it just like that, it means look right here, right where I am, the default folder. Okay, any other questions? Yes?
Now, do you hire the workers or do you create them?
I created them right here by using the variable, the var statement.
So you can,
And here's the magic word new. And believe me, next semester we're going to live with the word new. It is the most magic word in object-oriented programming. Can you leave it with that for this lesson today? All right.
Now, can you make it play so we can see how the addresses change?
Sure. Here's what it looks like. I think this was the default one. And here's, it's going to change, I hope, to a different one. And it did. See how it changed?
But how does, I'm looking at this woman's real estate site and I see that. How do I know what other stuff she has?
Well, you don't at this time because this is a simple program to load just this one
Oh, I
example.
see. Okay.
Later, we'll learn how to put it together and so that you can look at multiple properties.
Okay.
Okay? All right, that ends this little talk.